Hey there, it is Rachel, and as I'm recording this, it is very likely that siblings are going to be home more and together and in each other's hair more. So I want to give you a couple of tips for how to handle the sibling rivalry and the sibling competition. And as I explain the solution, I want you to know something first. And that is that as human beings, our brains need to know that we matter. We need to feel seen and understood and respected. And ultimately, we need to know that who we are matters. This is not a luxury. This is actually a necessity to the human brain. And the example I always give adults is, just imagine that you are driving along on a road and someone cuts you off. They get right in front of you. You're going to get really angry because when they cut you off, basically what they're saying is, I matter more than you do, or where I'm going matters more than where you're going. And the human brain cannot handle that. Again, we need to know that we matter, and this is what leads to a lot of sibling competition and rivalry. As kids, every child needs to know they matter. So when they start to bicker over who got more time with you or who got more screen time, what they're really saying is, I need to know that I matter as much as my brother or sister and that you don't like them more or you're not giving them a different treatment than you are giving me. So the way we deal with this is to just remember that when kids are together a lot, they start to feel lumped together and they fight to make sure they know they still matter. So they are going to look to what their brother or sister is doing and they are going to compete and compare more. So what we can do about this is just remember to keep in mind that they need to be treated as individuals if you want them to compare and compete less. So the best case scenario, if your kids are fighting a lot, is to actually be able to separate them and spend time with them as individuals. Just that alone can really reduce the sibling fighting. But if you can't do that, or even when you can do that, there's another strategy that I want to give you, which is to allow each of your kids to vent about the other. Now, you're going to do this in private. You don't need them to do this in front of each other, but you need to ask your child if they want to talk about what frustrates them about their brother or their sister or their brothers or sisters. Let them vent about it. Just say, hey, I'm here to listen. What's going on? I want to hear everything that is frustrating you right now. You are not agreeing with them that their brother or sister is bad, but what you don't want to do also is try to fix or solve or try to convince them to feel differently. So you don't want to say to them, come on, that's your brother, you need to love him. You just want to let them vent and talk it out. Because what makes all the fighting and the competition even worse is that these feelings are inside and they're building and building and they're just taking it out on their brother or sister and they're becoming even more competitive and they're looking even more to see what they're doing so that they can prove that they matter as much, if not more, than their brother or sister. So just letting them vent. Again, you're not doing much, you're not saying much, you're certainly not fixing or telling them their feelings are wrong. What you can do at the end is just say, thank you for telling me. Do you want to do this more often? Do you want to have time to be able to vent? The truth is, when they actually release some of these feelings, they are much less likely to fight to begin with. So this is something that I suggest you do on a regular basis. So if this is hard for you and you need a resource for how to stay calm when your kids are complaining, I do have a free resource on my website, which is at rachel-bailey.com/stay calm. And you can use that to actually be able to listen to your child instead of jumping in and trying to correct their feelings. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.